Olivia Rodrigo has had one of the most interesting and bizarre starts to a music career we have seen in a long time. To have your debut single instantly become one of the biggest songs of the year is a huge accomplishment. Today on Music Rewind, we'll be looking at the debut of Olivia Rodrigo. Before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below what you think of this video and what you want to see next. Olivia first started off as an actress, first appearing on An American Girl, Grace Stirs Up Success, but later found success in Disney series Bizaardvark, and later appeared on the Disney Plus series High School Musical, the musical, the series. It isn't a surprise that Olivia wanted to branch out into music. From the series, we've seen her talent as a singer and a songwriter, having written 2 original songs for the series, including the self-written song All I Want, which became a breakout hit for the show with over 260 million streams on Spotify and peaked within the top 40 in the UK. In 2020, she signed a deal with Interscope Records and Geffen Records. She released her debut single Driver's License on the 8th of January this year, and it was met with instant critical acclaim and broke several Spotify records. In a single week, Driver's License claimed over 80 million streams on Spotify alone, breaking the record for the most streams in a single week. It currently has over 700 million streams on the platform and has hit #1 on 28 global charts. In the UK, the song has the biggest opening for a debut single since Pillow Talk by Zayn in 2015, and went on to spend 9 weeks at #1. We do need to acknowledge the elephant in the room and mention the song's narrative. The song's success was initially credited to the story which escalated on TikTok. The song is about her breakup with co-star Joshua Bassett, who allegedly started dating Sabrina Carpenter very soon after. All 3 musicians released a song a week after each other. Joshua Bassett released Lie 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 on the 14th. However, he denies the song is a response to Olivia. Although there are some similarities in the music videos, but the song was previewed on November 2019, and the song was announced 4 days before the release of Driver's License. Sabrina Carpenter released Skin on the 22nd, and this does address the situation mainly because she got the most hate. The song did become a first charting entry on both the UK Top 40 and the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 48. However, neither songs managed to match the success of Driver's License. The impact of Driver's License was very intense. Although the song is nothing revolutionary, as we've seen Selena Gomez and Ariana Grande make similar songs and have similar reactions, but no one has had quite a fireball of a star like Olivia had with this song. Besides the drama and possible Disney marketing scheme, the song is really good with an incredible bridge, and people could really relate to the song, so the substance and the quality reigned supreme with this song. Deja Vu was the second single released in April. The song has a much more pop rock indie vibe to it, and yet again it was met with great responses from critics and audiences alike. The song debuted at number 8 in the US, making Olivia the first artist in history to debut her first 2 singles in the top 10 of the Hot 100, and it also reached the top 10 in Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. The last single released for the album was Good For You. This is a much more 2000s pop rock song, which has been compared to Misery Business by Paramore. The song debuted at number 2 in the UK and rose to number 1 this week, with the biggest number 1 chart sales of the year. The song also debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Olivia the first artist in history to have 2 songs debut at number 1 off her debut album. Looking at her debut album Sour, the project approaches different musical styles. You have pop rock songs like Good For You, Brutal, and Jealousy Jealousy, but also having a lot more acoustic ones such as Enough For You, Traitor, and Happier. The album received critical acclaim, with many comparing her works to the likes of Lorde and Taylor Swift, with songwriting ability, production, and lyrical content, as well as comparing her vocal abilities to new acts like Billie Eilish and legendary acts like Alanis Morissette and Avril Lavigne. Having listened to the album myself, I definitely see those comparisons, especially to Taylor Swift. It isn't a copy, but Taylor Swift, I think, has basically become a genre. I've seen Olivia and Conan Gray both have similar styles, which is very Taylor Swift. Now looking at the initial success this album has had so far. The album tracks took over the Spotify top 20 and had over 60 million streams in its first day, and has broken the Spotify record for the biggest opening for a female album, with over 385 million streams casted in its first week. 10 out of the 11 songs on the album are in the top 20 of the global weekly chart, with each having at least over 20 million plays. Good For You also broke her own record for the most streams in a single week with 84 million streams. In the UK, Olivia became the youngest artist in history to achieve a chart double, a #1 album and #1 single, as Good For You rose to #1. The album had the biggest opening of the year, and the best opening for a debut album since Lewis Capaldi in 2019. Deja Vu and the album track Traitor also entered the top 10. In the US, the album is heading for a big debut. Sour is heading towards the most on-demand streams for a debut album by a female artist in its first week, with streams expected to hit at least 250 million. The record is currently held by Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy, which got 203 million in its first week. On Spotify, she occupies the entire top 10 US chart, and sales projections have been increasing daily, and it's currently sitting at 265,000 units. With Olivia Rodrigo, we could possibly say a star is born here. She makes great songs, she is appealing to critics and audiences alike, and she is mega talented. But why has she become this famous? Her songs, although good, are not anything we haven't heard before. There's no new formula. So what makes her more special than the other artists that have come onto the scene? Well, firstly, she's getting a lot more attention from artists in the industry. Taylor Swift especially has been singing her praises, almost like becoming her mentor in a way. You additionally have other artists such as Cardi B, Halsey, and Camila Cabello also singing her praises, and word of mouth has helped a lot. Additionally, critics and news publications have been discussing her constantly since Driver's License about her success and her amazing music, in which of course leads to people wanting to explore her music more. Also, I feel there's a bit of a nostalgic feeling to her music, especially with her first 3 singles. They have quite this like pop rock sound we saw in the 2000s with Green Day and Paramore. And people kind of miss that sound, and so they gravitate towards it, and it's no wonder it has become the big sound of this year. Secondly, social media, especially TikTok, helped in the beginning. Her 2 songs, Driver's License and Deja Vu, were both massive trends on TikTok and gained the songs more traction. Plus, in the whole love triangle situation that took place in the beginning, a lot of people took Olivia's side. That part definitely helped her career because it made her a lot more approachable and likable, because people have been in a similar situation to her and people actually cared. Personally, I don't really care, but the songs were good, so that's good. My personal stance on Olivia Rodrigo is I think she is a super talented person. She is terrific, she has a great voice, great songwriting technique, and she makes great songs. As for her album, I wrote a full review on it, which I will link below, but in short, yes, this album is good. I do see her as this generation's Taylor Swift. The album feels like Taylor's first 3 albums combined, but a bit more pop rock. However, even though I think it's a good album, I don't think it's terrific. Do I think it's a bit overhyped? Just a tad. The reason why I say this is because her songwriting technique is great, but half of the album is quite boring because it is mainly acoustic, like kind of generic breakup songs. Like, you have great songs like Good For You that are this like great rock melodies and pop rock, but it takes a nosedive and goes all acoustic, and I get why it does that, but personally I found it really boring and I kind of switched off. However, it is still a solid debut album, and I can see it becoming the biggest album of the year, and I'm excited to see where she goes on from here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know below what do you think of Olivia Rodrigo, and did you enjoy her album? I will be back with a new video next week, but be sure to leave your comments below on what else you might want to see from this channel. Until then, I will see you later.